Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist, and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Okay.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Okay, mehr wissen wir noch nicht über ihn. Okay, dann nicht. Sei doch froh.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Denkt ihr vielleicht, dass du schon mal da warst? Oder vielleicht hast du Komfort-Check-In? Okay, ich denke mal, dass ihr nicht weiterreden wollt. Dann kümmern wir uns mal um die verlorenen Seelen in diesen Straßen.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
Oh. Sei doch froh.
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton. I'm looking for him.
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here. Most prefer to avoid me.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may be very sick.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the Turquoise Turtle. It's a pub not far from here. The barkeep knows everyone in these parts.
Danke, Rufus.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
Okay.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
Aber Rufus, was antworten wir drauf? Iraio. Danke für den Follow, Olds. Ja.
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Mhm. Okay, mehr können wir noch nicht rausfinden über ihn. Aber der hat Blutarmut.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
Süß.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Warten wir mal, ob er irgendwie was macht.
To every night a
Ja,
darkness,
macht er.
and every dawn another death.
Ja, ja, bla bla. Ich freue mich ja, dass ich den unter anderem ja auch jetzt töten kann.
Don't you think Miss Fishburne is nice to us? But I always have the feeling she's hiding something. For now, you're still the only real friend I have, Jack.
Irgendwie ist das ja süß. Traurig, aber auch süß.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
Da hat sie irgendwo auch recht. Mitten in der Nacht. Knock, knock.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
Was wird schon passieren? Ist doch nur ein Arzt.
Please don't stay too long, sir.
Aber erstmal in alter Manier rauben wir erstmal die arme Frau aus.
Just grow eyes on the back of that head, sir. Gentlemen are easy targets in these parts. So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
Okay.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
Na klar. Was ist mit dir? Du bist gesund.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
Das stimmt allerdings leider, da muss ich ihr recht geben.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Okay.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
Oh je.
How do you pay the rent then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Könnte schlimmer sein, ja? Oh nein, nein, nein.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
Meistens die am wenigsten haben oder die es am meisten nachvollziehen können, wie es ist, nichts zu haben, sind die gütigsten.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
Und lassen Sie nicht ständig Leute nachts rein.
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most.
Wie die beiden da so
To every
stehen.
night a darkness, and every dawn an up.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions, or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
If you must know.
Any chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint. Why would you talk to that cunt?
Actually, that's confidential.
Really? Well, go ask someone else then. I'm sure Tom Watts will gladly answer you.
Das hat er auch bereits getan.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
Nope. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Okay, er hat einen Hass grundsätzlich gegen alles.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just wanted to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Gut, da muss ich wahrscheinlich eher erst alle Nebenquests machen, um zu erfahren, wie, wo, weshalb, warum. Aber... Oh, der hat eine Erkältung. Ist meistens so, dass der Browser
evening,
schneller
Mr.
ist als die App
Yeah,
hinein.
Do you require...
Immer so.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Was ist mein Jande?
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Ach so, ja. Die Funklöcher. Aber warte mal, ich wollte gucken. Wer ist denn das? Wie heißt denn der? Da ist ein Delaney. Ich habe den bisher noch nie gefunden. Rodney. Ha. Naja. Ach so, verschrieben. Ich dachte schon, sieht aber seltsam aus.
This is a slaughterhouse.
Von Seymour für meine geliebte Mutter.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
Sneaky Bastard. Er hat's in seiner Mörderhütte vergessen. Ich dachte schon, du hast deine Jacke vergessen. War schon irritiert. So, jetzt muss ich mal kurz gucken, wie ich das am besten löse. Oh, die beiden reden miteinander. Wo? Ah, hier. Wisst ihr noch, in dem anderen Run hat es gehangen?
Stupid brat is gone. Good. I was tired of the maggot always hanging around our house anyway.
My God, Seymour. Have you hurt the boy?
Of course not. Why do you care so much about that cockroach? Do I need to talk to rats to get some attention too?
Don't be so childish. You know I love you, Seymour.
But you worry more about that stupid maggot.
Don't speak about him that way. Rufus has always been the kindest boy.
Yeah? Unlike your real son, right?
Oha! Arme Frau. 2, 2, 3. Verdammt! Wenn ihr werdet alle sterben und habt keine Ahnung, worum es geht. So, während die wieder rauskommen, muss ich mal kurz lesen, wie ich das am besten löse. Ah, ja, sehr gut, das wollte ich wissen. Die Kette muss ich der Mutter geben.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course. Dr. Reed. I can't remember the last time I... What can I do for you, Dr. Reed?
I believe you may find this necklace of interest.
What is it? I don't understand.
It's a gift your son was hoping to give you. But I'm afraid it links him to the nearby murders.
You mean this belongs to one of his victims? Jesus. I knew this day would come. Please, Dr. Reed, accept this for your trouble and leave me be.
This day? You mean you already knew? Are you buying my silence? I will not be an accomplice in this.
What? No. No. My son's crimes distress me more than you can imagine. But I'm his mother. I love him, I do.
Wir sind der Vampir, der durch die Nacht streift und viele verschiedene Quests und Storylines aufdeckt und praktisch unser Leben auf der Straße bestreiten als Arzt. Nebenbei arbeiten wir im Krankenhaus. Und vielleicht könnte der ein oder andere verschwunden sein, aber wie schon bei Mary, er war's nicht.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Oh, die arme Mutter.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
Oh, warte mal.
I'm convinced you raised Seymour the best you could. You're not responsible for what he became.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Okay.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child, and he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
Science has only just begun to investigate the mysteries of the human mind. Currently, we have more assumptions than fact.
There ain't no hope then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Oh nein. Ich tue doch mein Bestes, werte Frau.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
Ich gebe mir Mühe, sogar die richtigen Antworten zu geben. Dieser Seymour.
Just grow eyes in the back of that head, sir. Gentlemen are easy targets in these parts.
Bleib stehen.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wie, du musst mit dem Akku schauen. Du hast doch da deine Powerbank dabei, oder nicht?
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum, I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
Ich habe ihr aber bereits was verraten.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
All right. Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
Was antworten wir da? Moment mal. Ah, Seymour hier oben.
I don't believe death is the appropriate sentence for murder. Not in a civilized society. But the last word has to remain with the law.
There is no law around here. No justice to be found. In these parts, revenge is the only answer.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Ein Hinweis fehlt bei uns. Fehlt. Hä? Stimmt ja gar nicht. Reden wir mal mit Rufus wieder.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
Rufus, tell me what you really think about Seymour Fishburne.
Seymour, he just scares me. A lot. Actually, he scares many people round here, even big fellows.
You mean his brutality is infamous even in this shady part of town? That's impressive.
Yes, sir. How someone like that can be related to Mrs. Fishburne, well, it beggars belief.
The patience of a mother for her child knows no limits. None of us would be here otherwise.
You're right. And I certainly didn't mean any disrespect to the woman who takes such good care of me.
How come you consider it your only friend?
I found Jack when he was a baby, alone amongst dead rats. Poison, probably. He was the weakest, but he survived. Just like me with my parents.
Like you and your parents?
When I was 8, my parents died in a car accident. Rumour says I didn't get a scratch.
Haben wir jetzt alle Hinweise? Ja, sehr schön.
You don't remember the accident?
No. I was little back then. It's been a blurry mess and very quiet in my head ever since.
How have you survived? Did anybody take care of you?
I don't have any family left, really. Except for the good Mrs. Fishburne. She's like my family now.
Oh.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
So, dann gehen wir mal rüber zu Sean Hampton. Kommen wir darüber schon? Ja, kommen wir. Ja. Ich muss ja erst noch den Alkohol für Tom abholen. Machen wir mal schnell. Ja, viel Spaß gegen den 22er. One kill. Vielleicht kann einer der Mods das übernehmen. Das ist halt von James Cameron, der Film Avatar mit den blauen Wesen, die eine eigene Sprache sprechen. Ungefähr so wie bei wie Mandalorianisch oder wie heißt das andere? Halt so eine konstruierte Sprache. Zeitungsartikel. Wir wollen den Zeitungsartikel lesen. Ist auch von einem Sprachprofessor entwickelt worden. Also wer allgemeine Thematik Avatar und die Navi-Interesse hat, der auch die Sprache lernen möchte, da bin ich ein Ansprechpartner dafür. Und anderem hat James Cameron auch zum Beispiel Battle Angel Alita den Film gemacht. Vielleicht sagt ihr dem eher was. Klingonisch, Elbisch und Co. Ganz genau. Danke, Kinai. So. Gehen wir mal rüber und öffnen mal das Ganze. Dann müsste hier irgendwie... Habe ich den Alkohol schon gerade rausgenommen? Nee, habe ich nicht.